think one of the things that I was really surprised to see was that, we had this concept of a splinternet where there were all these bespoke requirements for different jurisdictions. It felt like for a while they were streamlining towards one another, where it was much easier to simplify, or at least begin to move towards that direction. And the last half of this year has shown that no, we're just going to go right back to being as protectionist about our data, about what we want to regulate and how we want to regulate.
Yeah, but I agree with Ami. We see that with, for well, obviously different states in the US, and then we have the upsurge of AI versus privacy, right, regulations. And then in the EU, obviously, there's so much going on from a regulatory standpoint. I think it's frankly very difficult to comply or even figure out, how you get your arms around it. A couple other themes that I thought were interesting in 2024 was the notion of personal liability, right? We had some former CISOs that were right, and that actually became less of an issue potentially than I thought it would. I thought that would be a stronger theme. I don't think it's going away necessarily, but again, that was something that I thought kind of peaked, and then it flattened out a little bit. And then we have the SEC, the disclosures, right, 8Ks, and that has created, let's say, more information, maybe not necessarily super relevant, because, we had the SEC come out and say, hey guys, stop filing 8Ks and saying, well, we're filing the 8K, but it's really not material. No, that's not. But again, it creates more information about what's happening inside companies. So those were some of the other themes I thought.
So Cynthia, just to double down on that, when you're talking about the 8K, you're talking about the cybersecurity disclosure rules that the SEC.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah, just for the audience's benefit.
I think one thing that surprised me this year was that AI, at least internally as a lawyer inside a company, AI has pretty squarely landed in the privacy team's lap. And I wasn't exactly sure that would happen. I think my assumption was many privacy teams, because they're so close to the technology, might, jump in and take those issues. And certainly in law firms, I think we definitely saw a race to get, notoriety and acclaim around an AI practice inside law firms. That didn't seem to necessarily always triangulate around privacy or infosec. It can come from a lot of different places in a law firm, the IP side of the house, like tech transactions, other parts. But internally, it pretty squarely felt like AI is moving into the privacy tech transaction side of the internal legal team. And I think I expected perhaps maybe that to be slower, but it happened pretty quickly to me.
So on that note, one of the stats that I passed along to our board earlier this year was actually that there are 45 states proposing AI bills this year, right? It's a triple digit, bill count across the country on AI. So